he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Jackson firing quickly out wide for Bateman. And, Charles, this defense, they know that they've got their work cut out for them. Here's a quarterback coming off a game in which he threw 4 touchdowns. They've watched the tape all week. They've seen it, but what can they do differently?
I think they've got to approach it like a pitcher facing a really hot batter. Get him uncomfortable in the box. Change speeds, change locations, change the pitches you throw at him. So show different coverages, blitz sometimes, drop back other times. Just don't let him get comfortable.
A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. A handoff running left is Dobbins.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Gone. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 3rd down.
And a fresh start for DeAndre Swift and his teammates with this brand new coaching staff. And they believe he can be a 3-down back. They want to get him in space against linebackers. 46 catches his rookie year. They expect that number to get into the 60s.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. The NFC's Pro Bowl punter a year ago, Jack Fox, on to punt for the Lions. As he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Jackson looking deep downfield. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Well, this defense for the Ravens, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Off play action. Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Right back to Williams, and this time he's got him. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw taken in by Chark. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Goff. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Right is Jackson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Deep for Detroit, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
2nd and 10. Goff now to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Quick strike out wide by Jackson. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Goff. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 45-yard line.
T.J. Hockenson came into the NFL with big expectations. His big strides, they came in year 2 when his receptions jumped from 32 as a rookie to 67 last year. They expect those numbers to continue to go up, and they will when he continues to make catches like that.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Goff, fighting to stay upright. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. D. Ford, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A play fake for Swift. Now Goff.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3 and out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Jackson.
He finds Bateman over the middle.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Rashad Bateman
With his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Tucker now for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Goff. And this one's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. Second and 10. Goff again. It's caught on the right side. Williams. Second quarter action. 1:56 remaining. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he is going to have a Lions first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
Is the hitch route. Tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step like you're driving off the line.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Goff. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that, he said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where to...
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. Throwing is Jackson. He's airing it out for Williams. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Instead of fourth down after the incompletion, it'll be first down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Robert Tonyan as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive
as they take over with just 17 seconds left before the break.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. A gain of 3, 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports.
From his end zone is St. Brown. And he returns this to the 22.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
46 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Goff a handoff here to Swift.
The broken tackle, but couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Well, we saw that he had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 81 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
Looking for Hockenson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions gain a bit of respectability. Extra point by Seibert up and good. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Now a carry for Dobbins. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Pass complete here to Sanders. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Down to about the 22 here. 135 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They go play action with Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however, and let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Dancing to his left. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Odafe Owe in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. To try again after the sack. Goff. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he could do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down at 4. Another run here with Dobbins. Trucks over him. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And even 150 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Jackson going to look to run with it. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Pretty good job there defensively of stringing that one out.
Yeah, you've got a quarterback who's waiting and waiting for something to develop, and it just never materialized, and down he went behind the line of scrimmage.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw is Jackson. Open man is Bateman. It's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Rashad Bateman from 6 yards away. And the Ravens are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Taking it about the 1. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now it's gone. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play there for Detroit.
Defense blitzed, but they picked it up pretty well.
Allowed their man to stand firm in the pocket and not be hurried, didn't it? That allowed him to make the nice throw downfield to help complete that play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Back to throw. Boyle.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Looking to throw. Boyle. He'll get this off to Swift. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4th.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. High throw, but the catch is made. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll run with Swift.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
They'll try to run with Swift.
And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. So still lots of work left to do. But here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
They'll go again with Dobbins.
And he gets it down to the 32.
160 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
Runs over him. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Jet sweep. Here's Bateman.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.